Nice cut.
Time with Van.
I love it.
Okay, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Dirty Old Podcast with our familiar faces, Gav, Rousey, and Coops. Say hello, chaps.
Hello, chaps.
Yes.
Yes, big up your chest.
I do that especially for you, Gav, because I know you repeat it.
I thought so.
You're going to have to change up, though. You're going to have to change it up for next one.
I can't. I'm boring.
You are boring.
Well, he's not boring. We got his Queenie quiz later, so yeah, he's dead happy with that, aren't you, Gav?
I'm happy now.
Well, obviously we, it seems a while back since we played Crawley, so we're going to look at Crawley game first, and obviously with the events that happened last week with Queen Elizabeth, we obviously didn't play over the weekend, so that will be subsequently sort of rescheduled later on in the season, would imagine. It probably would have been a good game to play, considering that we came off the back of a 2-2 draw with Crawley, to go and play bottom of the table Rochdale. But nevertheless, it is what it is. So, Crawley review coming up, 2-2. Some positives, some not so positives. We've gone in the lead twice. We've dominated possession once again. We dominated the shots. Couple of debuts for Odin Bailey and Ethan Galbraith. But a couple of things in there I want to ask. The first one was, what 2-2, was it the right scoreline? I don't think it was the right scoreline. I think we should have won the game. But, what the goals that we conceded, a bit sloppy. I think all our goals this season seem to have an element of sloppiness in there. What do we think, chaps? I don't know where to go with it.
I reckon you go to Rousey because it's his favourite players in goal.
Go on, Rousey, then. Set it up for us. You set it up and Gav can knock it out of the park.
Yeah, I will do. I'll fumble it like Tom King for Crawley's second. No, frustrating. It was frustrating. You're right. Should have been battering Crawley on paper in league positions, and now they'd the season. I think we had every right to go out there and drub them 3-0, 4-0. But I think I said they seem to be a little bit of side. I don't think we've. I certainly can't remember a good song ever Crawley. I think they always seem to frustrate us, and that on Saturday, you're right. We took the lead twice. Should have been out of sight, scoring that early on, and we should have took the game neck, but we didn't. We let them back in. Tom King got beat. Good shot, but should be saving that. It's bread and butter for a keeper. I think you can. There's a little bit of a not howler, but a goalkeeping error, and then ourselves in front again just after the break, and like I said, set piece. I should be doing better. He should be getting something behind it and knocking it out for a throw-in or another corner or doing something. He had enough laces through it. He's a volleyball type clearance. I don't know to do anything, and kind of just pushed it in front of one of their lads, weren't it? I think, and again, a near post scruffy goal. Again, just. And the third, we gave ourselves everything to do. So yeah, just it wasn't about the lads, just frustrating. I think we should have been out of sight. Defensively, you could say we could have done a bit better, but certainly from a goalkeeping point of view, I don't think Tom King will be happy about either of them 2 goals per. Go on, Gav, berate him.
I thought Tom King was man of the match. I thought he did really well. To be honest, I've not watched the replays or anything like that, so I can't be too critical because again, the second goal was at the other end of the pitch. So the overall game, I think we expected. I think it's one of them games you want the 3 points from. I think we'll look back at it and say that is 2 points lost. Did we deserve to get the 3 points? I'm not sure we did. I think it was very frustrating. We lacked that clinical edge, and they weren't a decent team, Crawley. but
no.
we do struggle against them at times. They do fight for their lives. We just didn't have enough in that final third. We wasn't clinical. So for me, yes, definitely 2 points dropped. We'll look back at it, but we get them games. So later in the season, we might win a game. We're like, bloody hell, that was lucky. That was lucky. So they do balance themselves. But like I say, I'm not about blame Tom King too much. Like I say, I haven't seen the second goal. The first goal was actually it was a snapshot, wasn't it? Straight in top corner. Could he have got it? Well, it was his near post. He was close, maybe. But 2 points dropped. Frustrating afternoon. I don't want to watch replays because I felt so frustrated after it.
Yeah, I think that was the genuine feeling, weren't it? Just frustration.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were there, Martin, but like I said, I just felt so frustrated watching it. The crowd were a little bit somber as well. You know, it was just an all round frustration.
I think we might have lost you, Rousey. It's breaking up. It's broke up a little bit, pal.
About time.
Yeah. Did that? What happened then? Did that time out?
It broke up a little bit when you was going through the Crawley review. It was breaking up in pieces, and then it just kind of completely froze.
If you ask Rachel to turn Pornhub off, let her watch it later on. It uses a lot of data, I believe.
It's a good job we not got Alfie on, isn't it?
I know, yeah, it is. Keep talking though, because I'll connect him while we're talking, so you shouldn't lose me again.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it was a great start, wasn't it? I mean, it was the best possible start you could ask in any game, really. Third minute, and we talked about the previous episode, Gav, where we were saying, I think collectively we were saying about Hendry. He's had shots, but he's just not found the net. And 3 minutes in, he's got his goal, and you're thinking, perfect. This is now set up the game for him. And certainly if we're going forward for the next couple of games as well, went in the lead, and I thought the first half was okay, but I think I don't know, the second half was just probably a little bit unexplainable really, because we had everything there. The game was set up for us to win. We went ahead once, we went ahead twice. Great goal for the second one, not in terms of it being a spectacular goal, but just the way that we were so switched on from the corner. McElhenney, obviously, we know he's made a massive impact this season. He's put the ball in for, I don't know who took the corner, but puts it into McElhenney. Was it Watson or something that put it into McElhenney? And then McElhenney squared it across sorry, Watson scored, didn't it?
Watson scored the second, yeah.
So I don't know who took the corner, but the corner went into McElhenney. McElhenney put it across the goal, and we finished it. And then,
and they're two positives just to pick up on. Sorry, Martin. Andrew getting on the score sheet. I think that'll do him some good, because I think he needed that. Went a few games without putting it in the back of the net, and McElhenney assisting again. That's what we want to see. Like I said, up front, the chances were there. Just like I said, just frustrating. So wasn't bad, but wasn't great.
Again, I think that's, like I say, I'm feeling a bit frustrated. Is after 4 minutes, Hendry scores, and it was what we wanted. We need. So I went on a big eye. I was like, yes, he's got it. He's got his goal. He needed it so much. But then what happened after that is led to the frustration, led to the But like I say, getting that goal still, like I say, he should be in good. He is in good spirits. He's a fighter, a lad. Like you say, it's like I say, he could have got that second himself or whatsoever as well. I think it would have lifted him a bit more. But he'll be there again tomorrow. He'll be fighting again. And yeah, it was that early goal, I think, what made everything else frustrating.
I tell you what, you can forget all the goals. What was my favourite moment in that game? When the referee awarded them a free kick for offside. That was right on the halfway line, because the linesman stood on the halfway line, and then they took the free kick from inside our half. I had to give the liner a bit on that one. Sorry. But to be fair, I looked at the front three for Crawley looked really. You had Nichols, always scores goals for us, their club captain. You got Dom Telford, who was top goal scorer last season. Obviously, started off the beginning of the season injured. He's not yet found his form, which was fortunate for us. And then they got Balaguise, which was a centre midfielder who's on loan from Liverpool, only a young lad. And he's been on the score sheet as well. So, if you look at some of their previous scores, there wasn't a bad team, but they're certainly not the Crawley that we've usually played previous seasons. But I think we've got ourselves all excited with the first 6 games and thought, oh, we're looking good. Look, we're not going to win every game, and and sometimes we're certainly not going to win every game at home either. It would be nice to, but look, we review these games to give an honest opinion. It wasn't our best games, but there were still positives in there. We still dominated possession. I know that doesn't win games. We still massively outshot our opponents. We can be a bit more clinical in front, and I do think that we're really missing Nati at the back. I think since he's been injured, we haven't looked the same. Not just blaming the back 5, your keepers and your back 4, back 5. We defend as a team, but just him being out of that jigsaw seems to be our missing piece at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
Anyway,
think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, it is where it is, but we move forward. Now, Gav, come on. Because you've got Queenie in the background there. I know you've got your quiz ready. And if we had a drum roll, if we could edit this with a drum roll, we'd do it right now. Take it forward, Gav.
Okay, so it should have been a player quiz or a manager quiz or a guess who I am. But obviously, didn't feel it was right. So I wrote down a few questions. So how confident are we about the Queen lads? Sort of random, easiest questions, but not easy if you don't know the Queen at all.
I'm positively not positive.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I didn't know most of this until I googled it. So
yeah.
So I think you've stitched.
We're screwed then, aren't we? You're just going to make.
I'm sort of stitching you up, but it's 2 questions.
Set up for a fail.
Right. So the Queen was born the 21st of April, 1926, and she was born. Her name was Princess Elizabeth of York. So that's what she was known as. What is the actual Queen's full name? So there's 4 parts of it. The first one's Elizabeth. Then there's 3 other ones. To give you a little bit of a clue, the last one, it's like Queen's and what have you, sort of use like a family name or an house name or something. Not family name, an house name sort of thing. So that sort of gives you a little bit of a clue to the surname. To the last name. There's 2 in the middle.
How many is the 4?
There's 4. So it's Elizabeth something, then the house name we'll call it, which should help you. So the second part of the question then, who was her dad? Who was Queen Elizabeth's dad?
Oh, see, now we've seen all this in the paper. We've seen all
King
this.
Something.
It's what, sorry?
I'll accept King something.
Oh, thanks for that.
So yeah. So do you want to repeat on them ones?
1 minute.
Right.
Yeah, go on.
So again, she was born 21st of April 1926. She was born as Princess Elizabeth of York, but her full name consists of 4. So it's Elizabeth something, and the house name. Yeah, and then the second part of it, who was her dad? King something. He was on. I think he was on the actual probably. No, I won't add anything else.
Podcast last week.
I won't add anything. I think he died in 52 because that's when she became queen.
Yeah, I think he died suddenly, didn't he?
Yeah, he was about 50 something, I think.
Yeah. Well, are we answering these now?
No. So let's do the next
segment.
Give you a little bit of time to settle down and let Rachel Google in background.
No, she's not here. I promise you. I've wrote them down. I'll show you what I've wrote.
Well, after my absolute excuse of a guest the other week, when I got it wrong and I said Warren Joyce and it wasn't.
Yeah, he's not scored any penalties at all.
I actually think I've played me more closer to the mark here, and I know I'm way off here. So yeah, we'll see. But we'll do the answers at the end, Gav. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Perfect. So.
Was that it? Or is there any other questions?
No, we'll just do them 2 because we don't want to.
All right. Okay.
I can give you another one if you want.
But
go on. Go on, give it us.
Let me see. Okay, so where was Queen Elizabeth born?
In a hospital.
In the UK. Which part of the UK was Queen Elizabeth born?
Right.
And I won't be accepting, i.e., like London, as an answer.
Why?
Right.
Well, I better scrub London off then, hadn't I?
Because if it was
kidding.
London, there's many different parts of London. It's a Pacific sort of area. So if it was Scotland, it'll be a Pacific part or wherever. I've sort of give it away, but you're
So it's definitely in London.
I think you'll still struggle anyway, to be honest.
Right. It absolutely useless. But
You want another one?
So
No, I hate these.
it's all for shits and giggles, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah.
I did get a bit of stick last week about Warren Joyce, but you know,
Good. You deserve that because it was an easy one.
It's only easy if you know it, Rousey, isn't it?
I suppose, yeah.
Like these Queen
like
questions,
these,
you know?
Yeah.
Rousey's got them all right. He knows. He's just playing us.
I was thinking you were going to say like, who's the Queen's eldest son? Who's now the King of England?
What breed of dog does she have? And things like I can get that.
Where did the Queen live in London?
What month did the reign start? Your choice of 12.
See, multiple answer that's perfect. Multiple guesses, it's fine. But right, let's get the answer at the end, Gav. Looking forward to it. Not really, but looking forward to it. Okay, Harrogate tomorrow then, guys. I know obviously we've done a couple of podcasts on Thursdays, with Friday, now we're on a Monday. So we're going to Harrogate tomorrow. I'm actually there. I'm at an away game for once. Yeah. I don't know if that means we're going to win or lose. I don't know. But are you chaps going? You
going? Back if you're going.
Yeah.
We better lose.
Hey,
I'm going up. Are you going, Gav?
I've actually pulled out of it.
Oh, you're not going?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Because I'm going.
Yeah, so I might have to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Well, I'll listen out for you singing.
100%.
I'll join in the singing. I'll be there. I'll have a pint or two.
I'm hoping for you to do a new chant for the Queen.
I think about it. Depends if we get these questions right.
Nobody will want to do a song about the Queen if he gets these.
You might be in the house of the Tower of London tomorrow, having your head chopped off.
Oh dear. Right. Well, I mean, I think it's important that we bounce back. I say bounce back. We're on the back of a draw. It's not. We're not in major trouble or anything. It's not imperative that we bounce back. But I think it is quite important that we try and get 3 points and build up that away record as well.
Yeah.
So, Harrogate 19th, played 7, won 2, drew 1, lost 4, conceded 10, scored 6. Some very quick fire stats. But we played Harrogate 10 times. How many times do we think we've won, chaps?
I feel like we've always done well against Harrogate. Yeah, I feel. 5. Yeah, I do feel that. I think there's a little bit more there. I'm sure of it. I feel there's at least 7 wins for Salford there.
Oh, Rouse says these are the questions he likes.
You got it
correct. Right. Yeah. Well done.
Go on.
I was about to say we're drawn 3, haven't we? I don't have to beat us.
Correct. No, they haven't.
No, but so I know we've drawn quite a few against them.
Yeah, drew 3, won 7.
Wow.
Before I've got more pieces of details in here, but we'll run through these as we go through it. Is it important? Is it really important that we come back and get 3 points, or would normally we talk about playing away? Would we come away happy and go? It's a good point.
Yeah. Do you want me to go, Gav?
Yeah.
I think now, after that Crawley game, it's not a must-win, but I think we need to get back not on track because we've had a good start. Let's have it right, but I think we need to get back onto winning ways. I think that is again a game you would look at on paper and think Salford now in the position that they're in with the signings they've made and the start that they've had. We should be going there and beating them with the record that we've had as well. You know what I mean? I don't think Again, depending on how the game pans out tomorrow, we might come away with a draw and think, oh yeah, Harrogate did all right there, or we've got away with one. But I think looking at that on paper, the pre-kickoff, we should be going there, and I think we should be winning. I think we should be winning comfortably. When we play Harrogate, I don't ever fear them. Sorry, Harrogate fans, but I don't. I know we've had a good few battles with them in the past, and in the lower leagues, it's been a bit closer. But I think the position the two clubs are in now, we should be going there as favourites. I don't know if you got the bookies odds, but I think we should be, and I think we should be winning comfortably.
I haven't. I've got a little look while Gavin gives us his debrief on the game. Before, not debrief because we've not played the game, but you know what I mean.
Let me just go to a future 1 sec.
How did the game finish?
How did it finish, Gav? Go on.
Tell me the odds first, and I'll see if I can share.
Oh, I mean, whilst we're getting the odds, I mean, their home record is pretty much as good as our away form in terms of that. We've played 3, we've won 1, drew 1, lost 1. The last game that they played was against Newport. They got beat 4-0. So their last game they've got absolutely drummed. Funnily enough, they drew with Crawley. So you kind of look at it and go, well, okay, it's pretty samey. And then they beat Swindon 3-0, which again, we know Swindon are playing maybe not quite the same team as they were last season, but a very good mix of results. However, they are sat in 19, so so if we look at the odds for tomorrow, chaps, we have got.
And again, let's have it right. We should have beat Swindon 3-0 the way that game started. We should have been home. Over 3, but that was another frustrating one on our part. But yeah, go on, give us the odds.
So odds, Harrogate 21-10, so just over 2-1, and we are just 23-20, so just over evens, with the draw again just over 2-1.
It's tight then, isn't it?
They're really not giving you any decent odds for either result there. It's very
basically tells me that the bookies haven't got a clue how it's gonna play out.
Just like us.
Salford could win, Harrogate could win, it could be a draw. None of us know, so we'll just put everything at evens pretty much.
You know they haven't got a clue when the last 2 seasons they've been having us as favourites to go up.
Yeah,
so just quickly before we go to Gav there, what you were saying, Rousey, at the beginning was if we do get a win tomorrow against Harrogate, that kind of then offsets the draw against Crawley in terms of 4 points in 2 games. You take that 3. If you won at home and drew away, you take that, so it offsets it. So go on, Gav. Let's say what do we think? What we're going to think about tomorrow?
Yeah, so slightly different than I think what Rousey was saying. So when we played them originally, like in the National League and lower leagues whatsoever, I actually was more scared of Harrogate because they were always a better team, always a better footballing team. And every time we played against, like I say, it was a good scrap. I think you mentioned that. So yes, they were much of a better team, but we did tend to beat them as the stats show. So it necessarily didn't end up good for them. They've on a bit of a poor run, should we call it? They've got everything to fight for. I'm same as the bookies, to be quite honest. I'm unsure how it's about to go. For me, if we don't get beat, it's always a positive. A draw is a good result. Tuesday night away at Harrogate, it's a good result. We take it. You'd expect us to win. You'd expect us to score 2 goals, get a couple of goals in. How are they about to rebound after their recent results? They've had an extra weekend to prepare for this match. It's hard to call. I think Rousey was saying as well, it's since the early days when we played them, we have grown to be the better team, the solider team. They've sort of stepped back a bit. They haven't really gone forward too much. But yeah, I'm expecting a tough game because, like I say, they do tend to battle against us, and like I said, they normally have a battling match. So same as the bookies. Like I say, I'm struggling to really work out which way it's going. If we get beat, then like I say, it'll be we shouldn't get beat. We're much better than them, and we've got to turn up and we've got to play our game to a certain extent. Don't let them dictate how we play. It is another one.
But
I think you make a good point. Sorry, Martin. At some point, Harrogate's got to start their season. It seems to be a bit stop-start at the minute and a bit choppy. And certainly those last 3 results I look at, the 4-0 against Newport's bad. They got beat 2-0, I think, off Hartlepool, and then Sutton beat them last week 2-1, or the last time they played. So yeah, you would be thinking that they're going to want to put on a good performance for the fans and like I said, kickstart their season. So that is a bit of a worry, but I just think looking at it on paper, I just think we're more strength in depth. I think we're a better footballing side than we have been the last few times we've played them, and we've beat them or drew against them previously. So if we lose tomorrow, I would be disappointed with that, if I'm being honest.
I think, Gav, what you mentioned there about previous games we played in National League, you're absolutely correct. They've been a bit unlucky in terms of maybe they should have got promoted before us in some ways. The way that they were playing, they were probably one of the best teams we actually played, certainly at our ground as well. And but if you look at that, you can dress it up how you want. When we played them back then, they were the better team. They outplayed us. We can argue whether on paper we had the better team or not, but the fact is, we came away with the points, even though they played the better football. And I see tomorrow, we know how we play football. We know we play possession, attacking football. It could also be a case that this time round, we have got the better team. We are playing the better football, but they are at home, that their fans are going to back them. There's almost like it's not a massive rivalry, but because we play so many games against each other, and there has been a period where we've been close to get promoted with each other, there will be an element within the fans singing and the teams playing each other. There's a little bit of a history there. But look, I think I'll always back us. I think we're a little bit defensively. I think we're a little bit can be a little bit naive. I think we're a little bit light in terms of options, and I say that because I think Neil Wood's approach is it's attacking football. Look at the players that they brought in. If you look at the midfielders and the attackers, there's a lot of people on there that can do something in a game, that can get a goal. And I think it's almost like, yeah, you might get a chance, but we've got players that are going to outshoot you every game. If we keep possession and have more shots than you, chances are we'll win more games. So I think Harrogate, if they get a chance, they could take it. We know defensively as a team, I'm not going to point fingers at anybody, but defensively as a team, we've let in some scrappy goals. If they get some free kicks in around the box, we could see us conceding. But I still think we'll come away with a win. Couple of players to look out for, obviously. Matty Daly, Alex Patterson. Nobody's really scored, like obviously Asante done where he's got 4 or 5 goals. There's nobody really setting the world alight at Harrogate. The goals are pretty much sparse, but Matty Daly, Alex Patterson, Kyle Ferguson, who we was linked with in pre-season, from I think where was he from? Peterborough, something like that. Not too sure, but we was linked with him anyway. But he just didn't get into our team because we had better people. He'll probably score a hat-trick. And obviously Luke Armstrong's there, which I don't think he's starting 11 now. I think he's coming off the bench. Seems to be a better player at Harrogate than he was at Salford. Maybe he just didn't have his chance, or maybe he just didn't fit into the way that we played. But let's have your prediction, chaps. What do you think?
I think if we can get an early goal, the floodgates will open and it'll be 3-0 Salford. I'm going to go for. I think.
Thought that about Crawley.
Yeah, no, I do. I think if we can get out the traps early, like I said, I think it'll be a case of here we go again for them if they concede early. And I think, like I said, they'll try. They'll try and come at us, but I just think looking at the squads, I do. I think we're better this time round going there, and if we can get an early start, I think we'll go into the break 1-0 up, and then second half we'll cancel them out and get another 2. 3-0. I'm going for Salford.
Like it, Rousey. Like it. That's Gav's well impressed. That's usually his area.
That's my weekly guess gone. Yeah. So if we don't score early, I think we will win 2-0.
2-0. You got to go with something different, haven't you? And I don't really want to say 1-0. I don't want to say we're going to concede. To be fair, I don't know where I go with it.
0-0.
Tell you what, just for giggles, I'll go 4-0. Why not? That's
4-0. It's going to happen one week.
If I'm being complete, if I was really trying to do it, really, without trying to take it too seriously, I'd probably go 2-1. But I don't want to concede a goal tomorrow. I want us to keep a clean sheet and get back on that. So
I think the defence and Tom King need that as well. The clean sheet tomorrow. I think that'll be good for us.
I think obviously, I know Tom King, and everybody will look at it from different angles. They always say, like, if you've never been a goalkeeper, you won't always in this. If you listen to like Ben Foster on his podcast, he talks about the very, very small details that all mount up to goalkeeping, which maybe a lot of people don't really understand. Yeah. I mean, I think for the first one, you could say there was an element where he was slightly unsighted, but I think he was only unsighted because I think he should have been a step to the right more. And if he was a step to the right more, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not a goalkeeper coach, but I think he would have had a better view, and he wouldn't have got. He would have been there, obviously there, wouldn't have gone past him at the near post. Mm-hmm. Second one, I still can't make my mind up because I know we're going back on that game, but it just seems like it dropped in front. It was a bit of a cluster fuck up, should we say, with the defenders, and he's gone to grab it, the ball's not there, and it's just gone in, and it's just one of them things. But anyway, every sees from different point of view.
I think for Tom as well, to be quite honest, he's a League Two goalkeeper. He's not a Premier League goalkeeper, and even Premier League goalkeepers make mistakes. Every player in our squad will make at least one or two mistakes a game because he's in the net. They're a bit more highlighted. He's actually very good. He's very good at what he does.
Usually lead to a goal.
It's just they've highlighted a bit more. So, like I say, keep the pressure off him. Let him carry on doing what he's doing, and I think he'll do a great job for us this season. Like I say, obviously we need to cut them mistakes out a little bit more. But like I said, all the players make mistakes. I don't think we should dwell on it too much.
No. Yeah, I mean, even Crawley's 2 goals. I wouldn't say they were mistakes, but I think he'll look back at them and think, could have done better there. Should have got that. Should have stepped more to the right for that first one, or I should have put anything behind it just to get it out of the way for that second one. I don't know what he was doing on the second one.
Where he was standing is a mistake. Then if he's not standing in the right place, like I said, nothing much more than that. Like I said, the defenders, the attackers. What have you? Hendrick should have had a hat-trick, and like I said, we don't mourn him because he didn't get 2 more.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
And also, Gav, the second one came from a corner. Should it's gone to the back post? So you'd probably say, well, it's playing loops. It's quite high. King ain't gonna be able to catch it, so it's going to the back post. We need defenders to be clearing that ball, and it's. But then nobody's really pointing the finger at that defender who should have marked that person who didn't clear it, and it then comes back down to the keeper. And like you say, a keeper makes a mistake, it's usually a goal conceded, and it's more highlight. But at the same time, he made a wonderful save where he's dived, he tipped it over the crossbar, and but those things go missing. But look, I think he'll know himself. Any player, most players would be self-critical themselves, and he'll know, like Rousey said, he'll probably take the blame for it himself. Even though he might, it might not be, but I'm sure he'll take it for himself. Go, I should have done better, and aim to improve. So, anyway, yeah, we've got. End of the day, he's our number one, whether some fans like it or not. And then everybody's got different opinions. Some like him, some might not be impressed with him, but he is our number one. We have got to back him. We need to get behind the team, because at the end of the day, we're having a good season so far, and hope it continues. So. Anyway, nobody's come on here to listen about the games. They've just come on here for Gav's super duper Queen quiz.
That's all people listen for, Gav.
I forgot the questions. Right. So the first question I think was it Queen Elizabeth's name? So it's a 4-part. So obviously the first one's Elizabeth. Who's going for the second one?
Is it something like Elizabeth, Queen of?
No.
That's why I'm wrong then, because I've put Elizabeth, Queen of England.
Yes, Rouse, I love that one.
to be honest, for that, you get my lollipop stick. I've already had the lollipop. That's all you deserve for that answer.
Well, I mean, I'm going for the obvious one. Elizabeth Victoria.
You're close for the second one. Would have been close.
Then I've gone for proper Queenie names: Elizabeth, Victoria, Anne.
Oh no! Good guess.
And then the house name I've gone with, and I'm not good with house names to be fair. I know Rousey will because he went.
Just go for one
tell
off
us
Game
what
of
you said,
Thrones. Just
England.
go for one off Game of Thrones
The
and
House
say
of England.
Lannister. Just say Lannister. Game of Thrones.
I've gone for Windsor.
Yes. So you got Windsor right. So that's one. So it's what was the answer to yours last week, Rousey?
Graham Alexander.
So Alexandra. So it's Elizabeth, Alexandra, Murray. So you was on the right.
That one.
Murray.
Murray. Well, Gav,
Murray.
at least it was a little bit of a Salford link there, weren't it, Alexandra?
Yeah. That's why I put that one in, to be honest.
So was mine wrong then? Queen Elizabeth, Queen of England.
With all great respect, I'm not sure I can talk to Rousey again after that effort.
Well, to be fair,
Martin, at least you tried. You was trying the old Queen names, and you got the Windsor.
Yeah, but then what does that tell me? I know more about the Queen, and I didn't think I did, than I know about Salford.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm not going to be shouting about this one.
And technically, mine's not wrong. Elizabeth, Queen of England.
You're not having that one, Rousey.
You're not having that, Rousey. You're getting a
house
stick.
Lannister or Targaryen.
Right. So the second one was, who was Queen Elizabeth II's dad?
Am I going first again?
Yeah, go on, Rousey. King.
Was it Charles? Charles II.
Okay, so no.
King Edward. So maybe no, I'm gonna finish that. I went for King Edward III. I haven't got a clue.
King George.
Oh,
the 6th.
Oh.
I actually originally thought it was the 5th, but it wasn't. It was the 6th. King George V. 6th, sorry.
Well, in all fairness, Gav, Edward and George both 6 letters, and 3. Yeah, if you just double it up, it's 6. So I'm halfway.
You get my
there.
cup. Coops, you won my cup. Right, so this one's a Rousey start again first because I'm loving Rousey's answers. So where was Queen Elizabeth II born?
You said something about York before, so I wrote York. I don't think it was though now because you
Oh, Elizabeth of York.
Yeah.
That's because her mother and her mother and father was before he was king. I think was a Duchess or whatever of York or whatever. I'm not sure about that. Something, but it wasn't York. No, they normally live in London, so it's probably London somewhere. That's why I said you can't have London. So somewhere in London, I'll give you that.
So or a town.
Go on, Coops, you go first, then Rousey can have another guess.
Well, I'm gonna stick the same theme with the house. I'm gonna go with Windsor Castle.
Windsor Castle in London.
I don't know.
No.
I mean,
go on, Rousey, have a guess. Somewhere in London.
Oh.
Soho.
Anna, that's where Anna was conceived.
Is it not like Queen Elizabeth Hospital? Because I know there's a hospital named after Queen Elizabeth.
In Mayfair.
I don't know. I'm in Mayfair.
It's Mayfair. But... She was born in Mayfair.
Oh, I was just going to say Mayfair because it's on Monopoly.
Yeah.
I was going to say Trafalgar Square. No.
That's where Jack was conceived.
Old Kent Road. Hey, Gav, that was good. That was good.
Good guesses. Good guesses. Like
no, Gav, I'm not going to lie. I didn't enjoy that one. I didn't get any right.
Closer, I think.
I'll take it if that means I win over Rouse on this occasion. It won't be many occasions. I will take the win. I'll take the win.
Yeah, I haven't got a wooden spoon for you, Anthony.
I still actually think I were closer than Martin on my first answer. Elizabeth, Queen of England.
No,
you
actually got Windsor. You got Windsor. So.
Yeah, he did actually.
You should have said Queen Elizabeth of England. I don't know. But it wasn't right. Sorry, Rouse. Can't have it.
Yeah,
all right.
Sorry.
Right. Well, chaps, that was Gav. Thanks for doing that quiz. It was a pleasure. Thanks very much for your time, guys. I know it's getting together. Everybody's got social things going on and other things. Gav Scott obviously is pussy there as well. So
hello, pussy.
Oh. It's a disappearing one.
It is.
Yeah, it is. It's like a magician, isn't it? Just makes it disappear.
Well, Gav, enjoy watching the game tomorrow. Rousey, I'll see you tomorrow, mate. And
I'll see you there.
We'll anybody else that's there, come and say hello. And hopefully we'll try and it's probably going to be tomorrow morning in time to get this out. So Friday morning, early Friday morning. So if you hopefully get a listen before morning. You what?
Early
Tuesday. Friday, Tuesday morning. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday. I won't even edit it out. I'll just keep making myself look like an idiot. But yeah, give it a listen Tuesday morning if you can, or on the way up to the game tomorrow. And let's hope for 3 points tomorrow, chaps. Eh?
Come on, the boys.
All the best, chaps. See you later.
Cheers.
See you later.